Hello, this is Crinstar, and we're back again with the grid, and I got a theory. Taking the sounds from yesterday, it was pretty cool. That was with the built-in oscillators. I wanted to see if I could do them with VSTs. How do I get sound into the grid from multiple sources? I want 4 sources into the grid, and I think I got a way on how to do that. And it's going to be really a real interesting ride if you haven't seen it before. So let's get started. All right. So how do we get something in sound? I learned through tunneling that if you use the DC offset and make it go up and down, we can get sound out of the grid. And that has to do with sound waves and using something. I'll demonstrate it actually really here really quick closely. And this is like one of the coolest things about the grid in Bitwig. Okay, so I have a level here. And theoretically, these are just numbers. You go up and down on here. These are just numbers on there. It's not supposed to do anything, but I want it to. So we're gonna go to the grid here, or with the thing here, and you can barely hear it, but it's making a kind of a, and you barely can't hear anything. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take an LFO, and we're gonna produce a sine wave, and we're gonna put it like this. Still nothing. But we're gonna bump the kilohertz. And we got sound. You can literally do that with a lot of things, by the way. It is kind of cool. This is basically just a sine wave. An LFO is nothing more than a slower sine wave, right? So taking with that theory, we want to do something really crazy. And with that knowledge, let's get a layer, like an instrument layer. And then let's put something in it, like, I don't know. Let's throw some Arturius stuff on there if I could spell right. There we go. Like maybe acid V. Maybe an ARP. Maybe a Buchla. Okay, so now all 3 of those are going to go through this effect right here. See, because we got to go into the polygrid, and the polygrid should actually block the sound. Let me turn on my keyboard. Actually, let me control it with my beat step. Not hearing anything. Because on the polygrid, we're not allowing the notes to go through, or I guess the sound. There was something that blocks the sound. Now, if it was an FX grid, it'd allow the sound to go through or whatever. So we are not getting any sound going through this grid, all right? So how do we get the sound going through? Well, we could do something akin to, I think I just lost it. We could use a grid for like an FX grid to kind of convert the sound out. Oh, I remember. An audio rate. And then what we could do is we could say I want it coming from there we go, the acid V. So now this is coming from the acid V. What I could do is I could put it like that. And it's kind of doing something here. Now we can't hear anything because why? Isn't that cool? Now we'll only hear the acid because basically we got the acid audio rate, so we can add another one. And let's do this again because I was in device input. We're going on the polygrid track. That's what threw me off. We want the instrument chain. We want the bucla. We want the bucla out. So now it's following the bucla. So now what we could do is we could duplicate this little sucker. We can add in the mixer. We could do like maybe go like this. Or we could have it instead of the bucla, because it sounds like the bucla is a little too low on there. Let's try the ARP. And now we got two devices coming in. Now we can do anything we want with these. We can do anything we want. We got this coming in and this coming in as two different sources for the MIDI. So now if we want to play around with some math and we say like, maybe we were dividing yesterday and creating some really nasty sounds between the two. Get one more audio chain in there. We're gonna make it go back and device input, both back on the polygrid, the chains. And we're gonna go back for the bucla, go on the post. We're gonna make this one it, which since I duplicated it, that's where I went wrong. Basically, we only want each of these audio chains to control each one of these levels. Interesting. It was going and... Okay. So I need a note or a channel filter. I think a channel filter. Basically, I want to block any notes that are coming to that polygrid. So we want to turn off. There we go. How cool is that? That is pretty cool. So now I got these three things going in there. They're being blocked out so that polygrid can't get them. And then they're being controlled by these, and we're doing quote unquote like a tunnel type of situation where you're tunneling the sound or routing the sound like a router. Okay, fine, sound router into these, and then doing whatever you want with them. So we don't have to have these. And that is because, I mean, you're hearing that click because... So now you can do all kinds of stuff with your external stuff, just like you probably would in VCV Rack, and all those things that I thought were not possible in Bitwig, kind of really possible. And this makes the VST host kind of less redundant on this. And the more I'm messing with it, the more I'm playing around with the limitations, the more kind of inventive I'm getting on learning VCV Rack. I mean, learning the Bitwig grid. And doing all kinds of weird stuff with it. So we can put in the filters. So if you wanted like an extra kind of filter on there, if you want an extra kind of delay on here, or some delay, you know, getting crazy with the delays, the chorus, all that kind of stuff with the Bitwig. Try helps rerouting. Makes that that acid sound a little more cooler. And then like before, we can add in more blends. And if you can see on the yellow, that means the bitty's coming through, so I am holding down. It's being awfully quiet. I think the... Kind of cool. At any rate, it's shown. It's pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I didn't know exactly how to do it. I had some theories on it, and I'm glad it worked out. It's pretty cool. I really like it. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thank you. And I will catch you later.